Hello, we are here in the beautiful city of Deltona. My name is Joseph Hearn. I am the events manager and marketing director for our beautiful center at Deltona. And today I have the honor and privilege of being here with the very professional and amazing Janet Wilson, the executive director of the DeLand Area Chamber of Commerce and Orange City Alliance. Can you say hello, Janet?
Hi, Joe. It is a pleasure to be here with you today. I'm excited to talk with you more about the Chamber.
We are honored to have you. We have had so many positive things happen during a very difficult and challenging 2020, this pandemic. And to watch you just be so innovative and creative in our communities and make such a difference with these challenging situations you've been given has just been so impressive. I've had the opportunity to sit in on some of your Zoom calls, some of your creative programming, and I have to say the advocacy for shopping local and supporting some of these businesses who desperately struggled during this time and who are still trying to get on their feet, the support system from the Chamber of Commerce has been outstanding. And I know a lot of that is accredited to you and your amazing team. And I just want to start out by saying, you know, the last time we got to do a big event was right before all of this pandemic transition. So we had the gorgeous Crystal Apple Awards that was at the center. It was a luncheon that we recognized, I think, over 30 teachers for their contributions to education in our community. And it was a spectacular event, and I think we were on lockdown the week after. So hopefully our audience today will get an opportunity to see some of those photos and see what's to come once we all get through this. I'd like to first talk about the longevity of the DeLand Area Chamber of Commerce and Orange City Alliance in West Volusia, and really in Volusia County for that matter. You've been around over 100 years. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, actually 2020 was our 130th anniversary
Wow.
as a chamber. So since 1890, the DeLand Area Chamber of Commerce and now Orange City Alliance as well has been serving all of West Volusia. We are the largest and longest standing chamber here,
Wow.
and so it's an incredible honor and privilege to be the executive director, to have been given this opportunity. I joke about it, but it's actually true. I say I got a promotion in a pandemic to go with it.
And you really did. You really did. There's some definite truth to that.
It really was. And so while it was a challenging year, I guess you could say as my first year in this role, it was probably not unusual to have to reinvent the wheel a bit. Certainly not to this degree, I'm sure. And having a background in chamber and having been with the DeLand Chamber a couple of years before that, serving as an ambassador and also the membership and marketing director, I think it did prepare me in ways for this role, but who could prepare for the year that we don't speak of?
Yeah.
So.
Well, I have to tell you what I've seen in the community, some of the initiatives that you've done, some of the local business support here in Deltona, here in Orange City, DeLand, all of West Volusia has just been so impressive. You really united the business community at a time when they needed it the most. And I know with your allies at the Tourism Bureau and Main Street DeLand and even the other chambers, you really pulled in all resources and just truly made an impact. So kudos to you, kudos to your team. That had to be challenging, and I hope you don't have to face as many of those challenges in 2021. But it sounds like you're prepared.
Well, you know, we learned a lot of new skills. We found that we could do a lot of things that we didn't even know we could do or were even available to do. So we really did pull together. And I will say, early on in the pandemic, I had the opportunity to do an Instagram live interview with Nancy Benet from Fix It Accounting. And one of the things that she asked was, what has the chamber had to do differently in order to step up and, you know, help the business community during this time? And when I was reflecting on that, I realized that this is what we were built for.
Yeah.
This is what we are meant to do. We actually were more fully living out our mission of helping businesses find resources, overcome obstacles, face challenges, and that's what your Chamber of Commerce is here to do. So while 2020 in many ways was absolutely the worst year that we could have had, there were those silver linings. And I think one of the silver linings and a takeaway that we have that makes us feel proud is the fact that we are able to serve the community in the ways that the Chamber was intended to do.
Sure.
And we're even more relevant, and people saw the need when they needed to make a phone call and say, you know, they were literally calling me when we were during the stay-at-home order and saying, you know, I don't know what to do. What can I do? What resources are available? And I spent most of my days just going back and forth with phone and emails and helping people. And, you know, that's a great feeling. It was challenging, but it definitely had those silver linings.
Absolutely, and that's phenomenal, the impact that you made. You know, I talk to local businesses all the time, and they really say if they didn't have that support system of the Chamber, they would have struggled through this. You know, they would have not known where to go. I noticed a lot of the times during the pandemic, you were constantly, I would get these emails with resources. Here's who you contact to get your PPE rolling, classes, some very, very informative classes through some of your business partners that were just phenomenal and definitely a help to my business and I think a huge help to the community. You know, for so long, I don't think many of our viewers realize that the name of the chamber is DeLand Area Chamber of Commerce and Orange City Alliance. So I think people a lot of times think that that is where you focus your energy. Many people don't realize how many cities you have served and municipalities in our West Volusia communities over the last 100 years, should we say. So tell us, what cities do you service?
We serve all the 11 communities in West Volusia. Certainly we spread out our events to the larger areas between DeLand, Orange City, DeBary, and Deltona. And we try to cover, you know, all bases so that all of our members have a chance to be represented in all those areas. So we do represent all of the different communities with all of the different businesses that we have as members. So, you know, that is why it's DeLand Area. It's not just DeLand. We don't just serve downtown DeLand, as many people, you know, like to say that focuses on. We are certainly very proud of our downtown DeLand. But again, we have been here sometimes longer than some of these other communities. So as they have grown, we have grown with them.
Yeah, and I imagine being in the county seat is important, you know, to be able to be in the county seat, have all those resources right at your fingertips, really gives you an opportunity to service the West Volusia community in a regional manner with all of the resources and tools that you need right at your fingertips. So I imagine that's very valuable at times.
It definitely is, and I find that a lot, even with our relationship with the Volusia Chamber Alliance and all the chambers in Volusia County. The fact that they know that we're in the county seat, it's a chance for us to bring a lot of resources and information to that and be more valuable. So definitely a good location.
I bet. Let's talk a little bit about some of your programming. I know the audience here would love to hear about what the chamber does. You know, a lot of times, you know, the chambers, I think the mantra for the chambers and the overall what do chambers do is, I think they think it's just having coffee with a local businessman. They don't realize how much programming goes into the achievement of the success of the chamber. So let's first talk about, you know, one that's close to my heart, as you know, the education committee. You know, the Crystal Apple Awards. What an amazing thing that West Volusia does for our teachers and for these educators who work tirelessly every day to make sure our youth is prepared for the future. And when you think about it, you know, the impact they have on our future is pretty big when it comes to a teacher. So I have high admiration for them. So tell me a little bit about the education program.
Well, Joe, as you know, being the chair of the Education Committee, we are very fortunate to have you. But the Crystal Apple Awards is really a chance to recognize those amazing educators that we have in West Volusia. It's a chance for them to be appreciated and honored for all that they do. We really couldn't give enough awards. You know, there's just, we give 4 Crystal Apple Awards, but we recognize all those nominees, and they do an incredible job. And let's just not forget that this year in particular is very challenging for them. So we're looking forward to the Crystal Apple Awards being a real celebration this year of our educators. And again, it's probably even a little more near and dear to my heart as my daughter is a first-year teacher at Deltona High School this
Who is
year.
your pride and joy.
Yes, yes. So
very exciting. And she teaches right here in Deltona.
she does.
How wonderful.
She does.
How
and
wonderful.
she told me not to mention that, but here we are.
Right, take that out. And then, I know something that's been really near and dear to your heart. We have so many medical resources and just wellness resources in our community that for years has just not been brought to the forefront. So I know how tirelessly you have worked on creating a program that is universal to our region for wellness. So tell me a little bit about how you have evolved this West Volusia Wellness Program. I hope at some point I can have you in Georgia here one day and we can tell the community all about a little more in depth about it. But in a quick overview, tell me what this West Volusia Wellness Program is all about.
Well, to start with, the actual statement that I can say is the initiative was created to empower West Volusia to live a wellness lifestyle. This was a partnership between the Chamber and the West Volusia Tourism Department, and really about a year and a half ago was when this really started to come about. We always take time at the Chamber to evaluate the current market, the trends, what new businesses are coming in, what sectors of business that we can support better. And we had identified health and wellness at the time as being one of those. We knew that Halifax Health and Advent Health were expanding here in Deltona at that time. We had many different wellness businesses cropping up all over West Volusia that were smaller businesses. And they struggled to get the message out, though they offer some amazing services. One that Georgia from tourism particularly likes is the goat yoga. So we always have to mention the goat yoga.
Yeah.
But just all of these, there wasn't a platform for all of these businesses in health and wellness to come together, to network, to get referrals, to connect. And so we saw this vision for this initiative and decided to partner with the West Volusia Tourism Authority because they at the same time were also identifying health and wellness as being one of those sectors that they needed to support at that time. So this initiative also incorporates wellness destination tourism.
Wow.
And all of those businesses. The Chamber saw our part in it as twofold. We had a two-part vision, and we created the WIN, which is the Wellness Initiative Network. We now have over 150 providers in West Volusia that are here to offer discounts and complimentary services and just wellness opportunities.
And is it just medical or is there a holistic side of it? When you say wellness, tell me how broad that is.
It's all 8 dimensions of wellness.
Okay.
So we are not just talking about physical wellness, we're talking about financial,
which I thought was so impressive.
Yes, it takes all 8 dimensions, a well-rounded wellness program to really and truly address all the needs of everyone. And what we saw during 2020 and the pandemic was that launching this on April 15th during the stay-at-home order, we were, do we do it, do we not? And after speaking to some of our wellness providers, they said, when's a better time?
Sure.
We were very fortunate to have had this already in the works to actually roll out at this opportune time. And so when we came back after the stay-at-home order, we have now been moving through the different phases of rolling this out to our members and the community. And these are available to not just Chamber members, but also all of their employees and all of city employees,
fantastic.
all the school employees. So if you don't know about it, contact the Chamber because you have wellness benefits available to you.
And I tell you, there is not a better community than West Volusia, with all, especially in Deltona, with all of our park systems and so many healthy attributes and resources for mental wellness and physical wellness. And I love that you're tackling financial wellness and all these things that really cause stress in our life that probably take years off of our life expectancy. So I think it's just tremendous. And I personally enjoyed many of the programming during that time, and it was very supportive during this time. So I think it was brilliant to launch at that time, and I love to see that it's continuing to grow. I love that you're addressing all the different wellness aspects and really touching the West Volusia area.
I will say, Joe, our goal with this was to do it with excellence. so that down the road we've grown this from not only a grassroots community wellness model, but to something that is an example that other communities will now look to us and say, hey, we want to model this. How can we do this in our area? So we look at this as being a ripple effect, and our goal is to do this with excellence and be able to be proud of sharing that with other communities.
So what I've seen you have, that's for sure. So keep up the great work on that. Tell me about your Women Empowered program.
Well, there are two initiatives of the Chamber. The newest, obviously, is the West Volusia Wellness Initiative, but the Women Empowered Initiative was an initiative we started in 2018. This is a partnership with Stetson University, and we have had the opportunity to make great impacts in women's lives here in West Volusia. This is designed to empower them with leadership, community service and outreach, and all sorts of educational opportunities. So we recently had our first virtual Women Empowered event, and spoke with some very interesting West Volusia women that are leaders in the community, and really had a chance to just reach out and say, you know, this is the real us. This is what we're going through. This is how we got where we are. And it's just a wonderful example. I remember the last in-person Women Empowered event that we had on November of 2019.
Was that the one at DeBerry Country Club?
It was.
I was one of the only men there, but what a fabulous.
Men were invited as well.
It was amazing.
Yes,
amazing.
We had close to 100 women there, and the incredible stories that our
and
panelists
one man.
and one. I think there might have been two.
Right.
And the incredible stories that our panelists shared with everyone. Throughout it, I felt, you know, at times I was tearful, at times I was empowered, at times I was just, you know, resonating with what they were saying. And I think when we left there, everybody was really lifted up. And that's what it's about. It's about not just talking about the business aspects of every day, what we deal with, you know, in the workplace or careers, or, you know, but bringing in that family aspect and all the things we juggle, and just empowering and lifting up one another. So it's a great initiative. If you would like to be involved in it, we are always looking for new leaders and people to step up and be a part of that.
That's wonderful. And I remember that very well. It was DeBerry Country Club did a fantastic job for the event, and the speakers were so diverse that you presented. I was just so impressed that it wasn't just the same old, you know, my triumph story. They were so different and so diverse, and it really was an uplifting program. Even as a man, it was an uplifting program. But it was fantastic. So kudos to you with that. And there's always ongoing opportunities for people to network. I don't think a lot of our small businesses and even corporations with you know, leadership and directors of different departments realize the resources for networking in our community, because they're not really, I guess, I don't want to say marketed. They're just, unless you don't go looking for them, you don't know about them. The Chamber has done a phenomenal job with putting some just really creative programming that allows businesses, corporations to get out in the community, meet new people, meet new leads that may turn into more leads that may really help your financial expectations. Tell us about those ongoing programs.
Well, one thing that I like to mention is that we were fully functional during this whole last year, even during the stay-at-home order, and we continued to hold all of these networking events.
During the pandemic?
Virtually, yes,
wow.
We did. And then once we were off the stay-at-home order, we were able to do like our Volusia Vibe, which is our business after hours. It's every third Thursday night. We had sponsors of businesses that actually helped to reach out to a local restaurant that might have been struggling, and we would allow people to go by, pick up your appetizer and your drink to go, hop on that Zoom call with us from 6 to 7 p.m. We broke out into Zoom rooms. We did all kinds of great networking opportunities during those times. We also have our weekly Office Octane, which is the fuel you need to jumpstart your week. It's early on Monday mornings, but I will tell you, not being a morning person, I was a little skeptical about that, but it really is the thing
fuel
I need to start my week. Besides the coffee.
It's more than just Java.
It is. And so it's right now it's bring your own coffee, you know, hop on Zoom. But that has actually opened it up to so many more people to participate. Those members of ours that are over on the east side of Volusia that might not have been able to make an early morning Monday networking event are now able to just Zoom right in. And that is ongoing. We have guest speakers, we do roundtable discussions. It's really been incredible how it's developed even virtually.
That's amazing. When I spoke to your president of the board of directors, Lita, she even said that in some cases, some of these networking events were drawing more people virtually. What do you attest that to? Is it the convenience of just signing on? Is it not having to go anywhere? Tell me about that aspect, how it has improved engagement and how it's made it more convenient for in some cases.
I definitely think the convenience has been a factor. Now, if we had just started this and done it for a very short period of time, people may not have gotten used to it because they didn't want to do something different. But now, because we've done it so long, we actually see the benefits of it. So people are driving to work and they've got Office Octane on their phone and they're listening in, they have a chance to give their elevator pitch. Just all kinds of different things that we've been able to offer through this. Now we're able to just connect in such a broader sense. Anytime we have someone who's interested in being a part of the chamber, wants to know more about it, Office Octane is the place to start. We are happy to send you that Zoom link, invite you as a guest, come and try it out.
Sure.
And see what it's about for yourself, because I can tell you how great the chamber is. But when you meet the other chamber members and you find out their story, some of these people I know, I'll just mention on, Office Octane, since we've been doing it virtually, joined the chamber. They came in as a guest, they joined the chamber. I had been working with them on different things, and then I actually met them for the first time in person and felt like I already knew them. It was surprising to me that, I'm like, I actually don't think I've ever seen you in person, but it just seemed like I had. So we went through all the PPE distribution, people stepped up to help with that. So it's just really an incredible time of people coming together, and everyone fully has supported the networking, and it has grown. So
it's amazing. Kudos to you on that. I tell you, one program that I really loved, and I'd like you to tell our audience today, is the Network at Noon. I just think it's so neat how you have all these different number one, I love the support to small business. You know me, I love my communities. I love to be engaged in our community in West Volusia, and I love supporting mom and pop places. I love supporting businesses that really are the heart and soul of our communities. Tell me how that Network at Noon, I love that everyone's going to a different restaurant, and then do they talk about what they've ordered and what they're eating that day, or how does that all transpire?
Well, actually, a couple of different things come into play. One is we held the Network at Noon, obviously, at a restaurant prior to the year we don't speak of. But now we went into the part where we were looking at, how can we support local? We kicked off an entirely new campaign for us, which is hashtag Let's Do Business Local, and really have encouraged people to go out and do that. So what we did with Network at Noon was we said, pick your favorite restaurant in West Volusia. Pick it up, dine in, whatever you want to do, and then tag the restaurant, tag the chamber, share it on your business page, and then we will go and share that. So it was kind of a 2-for-1 special. It was promotion for your business, for the restaurant that you supported, and also recognition, on the chamber page and showing support for local. We do have a card that we use. It's an I'm Here card that our chamber members go out with, and there were lots of photos where they're taking a photo saying, I'm here,
yeah.
I visited your business today, and if you tag the chamber, we share that. We also reached outside of our membership. We aren't just looking to support just those restaurants that are members, but all local restaurants.
I noticed
Everybody needs help right now, and so, that's what we can do. During the stay-at-home order, we did something called a social share happy hour. And every Friday and Saturday night between 5 and 6 p.m., you had certain criteria that your post needed to meet. But if you tag the chamber, use the hashtag social share happy hour, then we would go and share that for you. And it got to the point where on Friday and Saturday night, I was sitting there from 5 to 6, not moving from my computer, just sharing and sharing and sharing, because everyone was taking advantage of that. And, we're just proud to be able to support the community.
It was amazing. And, so many people people, they think if they're not members of this elite chamber club, they get no benefit and so forth. When the chamber this year stepped it up and really opened up opportunity for all businesses, whether they were a member or not, truly accolades to you during this time, because I know many of them needed it, and hopefully they engage with the chamber a little bit more now, but it was really inspiring for me to see, someone, eating a pastry from El Coquille and a sub from Cocky Rooster and then a sandwich from Main Street and the table downtown DeLand. Right. So you would watch this network at noon and everyone's got lunch from all over the place. Right. And it was really kind of cool to me. So I think there might be some foodie options in there.
Absolutely.
But it was fantastic. Tell me a little bit about chamber benefits. So many people don't realize that when they join the chamber, their benefits trickle down to their department heads, to their team. And I don't think many people realize that, maybe as an entrepreneur or an owner operator of a small business, you may not have the personal time to go out and attend some of this stuff. How does it work, the membership, when it relates to their team?
Well, you're right, Joe. Actually, it's surprising that it's not more well known, because people are excited when we let them know this. But when a business joins the chamber, that business and all of their employees are considered chamber members. So they are able to attend any of our events, get member pricing. They now have the wellness benefits that are available to them as well. And let me mention too, which I don't think I mentioned before, is that the West Volusia Wellness has an app. And we have a chamber app. So you're able to go in there and find all of this information right at your fingertips.
Wow.
It's with the Wellness Initiative, it's literally in the hands of thousands of people, because this is, again, all of the employees. I like to use the example of one of our members, Sykes, one member with like 1,100 employees. So imagine all of them having access to your business information at their fingertips on this app every single day. So there are many benefits to being a chamber member, not only to the business owner, but again to all of their employees, and that's significant.
It is huge. It is huge. And I don't think many of our audience today and many of the people in the community understand, how much of a benefit it is and what they get out of it. Tell me about the priorities of shopping local and promoting businesses in our community. What is that at the forefront of everything you do? I know there's a lot of educational training, but one thing that has thoroughly impressed me about you, Janet, and what I've watched over the last couple of years, is you really put the business first. No matter what programming is going on, no matter what dignitary might walk in the room, that small mom and pop person is just as important to you in your endeavors and in your job as the President of the United States, for lack of better terms. So tell me about that. Tell me why that's so important to you.
Well, it is very important because, first of all, the chamber does not exist without our members. Our members are at the top of our corporate structure here. So it's basically, we exist because of our members. So we are here to support them. We are here to make their goals happen. We strategize with them. We offer Chamber 101 to help you maximize your membership and all of your benefits. We like to ask them when they come to those meetings to give us 3 goals and maybe 3 challenges that they're facing. And then we take those and really work it up into a strategy of how to maximize the membership, and then we visit with them one-on-one afterwards.
That's phenomenal.
It's just been really an incredible opportunity to bring the small business and the medium and larger size businesses together, because it takes all of them to support one another to make this, a successful community. And so that's why we say let's do business local. We are truly an advocate of small business. There is no doubt, but we realize that everyone supports each other. Sometimes we have, Chick-fil-A bringing breakfast to the small business, meetings. So there's all these different ways that we partner together, and doing business local is the bottom line of what we stand for, and small business is certainly the heart of that.
It definitely is. And I tell you, even in some of the things I've been involved in, I can say that Janet has sent a small business to a large corporation to get a resource, to get some educational tools, to really maximize the resources. Because, you know, it's definitely something that's said all the time, but together we're better. And it's true. You know,
Yes.
the more we're all together, the more resources we have, the more opportunities we have. Tell me about, you know, we talked about all these things today, all this different programming. Sounds like a lot of work to me. With that said, how do you make all that happen? Do you run the show by yourself? Do you have a team behind you? How has this all come to fruition?
Well, first of all, let me say it is a team effort. It is a team effort not only with our staff members, but our members as well. So I'm very blessed to have an amazing staff. We are small, but we are mighty. So Sally Updike, who has been with the Chamber for about 16 years now.
Wow.
Sally has held every position, including interim executive director.
Wow.
She knows her stuff. She keeps us in line, and she is a fabulous resource. So Sally is, my right arm. And then we have Terry Beer, who is our business community liaison. And Terry is a past president like yourself.
She is.
So
I've met Terry. She's a wonderful.
She is energetic. She is a cheerleader and advocate for the Chamber. She loves the small business. She's right now heading up our business retention and expansion programs with DeLand and Orange City and doing a phenomenal job with that.
That's wonderful.
So Terry is a big asset to our team. We also have Kelly O'Leary, which is our member services specialist. And Kelly came on just after the stay-at-home order in May. So she doesn't know any different. A lot of times we talk about, oh, this is not the way that we do this, but Kelly's like, I don't know any different. This is what I know. So
I bet that's been wonderful for training.
it really has, because she took the bull by the horns. She just jumped in with both feet. Kelly is a third-generation DeLandite.
Wow.
So she's very proud of her community. She has a lot of connections and contacts. She serves on the Main Street board, and she has a passion for serving the small business and the community. So very blessed to have her. We've also added Samuel Edgar, who is our technology specialist. Sam came to us as an intern from Deltona State. And he has been tremendous in helping us with all the technological things that we need to do to be fully active during this time. So that's been incredible. But again, with the staff, again, we're small but mighty. We do accomplish a lot, but it really is our board, our membership that steps up to the plate. We have our executive board, our board of directors, we have our committees, which are all made up of volunteer business owners. And again, it can be their employees as well. But it takes all of those things collectively to do all the great events. And we actually pulled off all of our events we had on the calendar for 2020 except one. And that was just thanks to a collaborative effort of all of those people and just great service to the community. So very proud of that, and just incredible going into 2021. So
sure. Well, lots of exciting things happening here locally in West Volusia. I definitely want to thank Jerry Mays and for engaging economic development, engaging our chambers, really making that a forefront of a priority in West Volusia and definitely in the city of Deltona. I'd like to also just ask you, is there anything you want to share with our audience about up and coming and exciting news and plans that are happening and even routine events that happen all the time?
Yes, absolutely. Definitely reach out to the Chamber. Go to our website at delandchamber.org to get more information about the things that are going on. Coming up next on January 25th, tune into Facebook Live or the DeLand Chamber YouTube channel, and you will be able to watch our annual meeting and our installation ceremony of the new Board of Directors. So the audience reach has grown for us by incorporating this hybrid and virtual aspect. And then next up in the first quarter is the Crystal Apple Awards, which will be on March the 2nd. So that again will be featured on Facebook Live and YouTube, so parents can watch it. You don't just have to be at the luncheon.
That's really exciting this year.
Yes.
Really exciting.
And we're finding that, surprisingly, why did we never think of this before? But hey, there's that silver lining. So we have all of our events rolled out for 2020 on the calendar, and we plan to make them happen whether it's virtual, hybrid, or in person. So just definitely go to our website, check that out, stay updated on our calendar of events, and we look forward to a great year.
Thank you, Janet, for being here. It's always a pleasure to work with you, to collaborate with you, and I love seeing you grow and really change West Volusia. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you, everyone, for watching today, and we look forward to more of these coming soon. And if you're interested in joining the Chamber, like Janet said, please go to www.delandchamber.org, and you can sign up today and get involved in all these exciting things that we've talked about.